Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James13 Wicca, in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The information like the decks and the dice I'm using, that's all below. Other than that, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below as well. That is below as well. Same information, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and let's go ahead and get into your selection. Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Sagittarius? There's a cat. There's a refrigerator behind my camera. And there's a cat on top of that refrigerator. I do not think he's going to jump down, but fair warning in case he decides to do what he wants to do, because he just does what he wants to do. I don't expect him to, though. Oh, that's fun. This is Sag. This is interesting. How far are we going with that? That should be good. That should be good. Okay, so you know, I feel like it's more normal than not that things, they flow well at times and then they kind of get stagnant and they slow up, and they flow well and then they go slow and stagnant. I feel like that's like a normal kind of like just how it goes. Is this a person or is this a person? It seems like this might be a person. Oh. Okay. Star card can be Aquarius, doesn't have to be an Aquarius person, but usually very intellectual. Thing is, with Aquarius, they can pose a lot of questions trying to get information, and through the process of posing information or posing questions to get information, it can be a little misleading. I wouldn't say they were trying to do that, but they were trying to gain intel. But either way, I feel like there's a miscommunication here in the past with someone. They don't have to be an Aquarius, but somebody, I feel like, through whatever means, there was a conversation that was a little bit facetious, maybe sarcastic, possibly, and it maybe led you to believe something that wasn't quite true. I don't know that they purposely did that. Some of them might have. It doesn't have to be Aquarius that you dealt with. Somebody with those characteristics, though. So when you heard something, I feel like you moved forward with something, and it turned out that that wasn't the best move. This seems to be setting the stage up to where we're going into this next situation, and that seems to be a very heavy influence. It doesn't have to be that person is still a part of the situation, but maybe what you did as a result of that information may be affecting your current situation. So like somebody said, oh, you should just go and throw that out the window, and maybe you did. Just for argument's sake, not saying you should know, you throw that away, throw it away. Somebody said, throw this away, we don't need it anymore. And you're like, oh, we don't need it anymore, I should throw it away. And you threw it away. And they're like, why did you throw that away? We need that tomorrow for a presentation. And you're like, I thought they said to throw it away. They were being sarcastic. I didn't know that. So now it might be like, oh, be careful, Sag. Don't try not to throw away everything before we can use it. Somebody might be sarcastic with you about something like that, and you're like, it was an accident, I didn't know. Like, get off my back. That might be haunting you at the current moment. I feel like, though, if certain things are happening, it's kind of like, maybe you're triple checking things to like just before something like that happens again, I'm triple checking. Things are working out in the current moment, but I feel like certain people are kind of being a little bit restrictive around you, or not allowing you certain things because they think that you maybe move forward a little too quickly, and they don't like that. You are who you are. Like, whatever happened, happened. I feel like we can let it go now, but maybe other people aren't letting it go right now. And it may be one of those things where you feel like, are they ever going to let it go? It was one mistake 2 years ago. I haven't made a mistake like that since. I think we all deserve a little bit of leeway, don't we? The information keeps floating around you, but I also feel like you're not letting it hold you down. There's a moment, but then you let go and you keep moving. Okay. Things move. You are liked in this situation, but it may make you question it due to the way you're being talked to. Is there something else I need to say with this? Is there something else I need to say with this? Five of Fire. I don't feel like there's a conflict here. I don't think we're arguing about it. But I keep getting that whatever the comment is, I don't think it's fair. I don't think you need to be, I don't think people need to say that to you. I don't think that's right. So maybe that's something, like I don't know, maybe I felt like that was just obvious that wasn't warranted, but just in case I need to say it, it wasn't warranted. You shouldn't be talked to like that, and it's not nice. But I don't feel like you're getting into a fight over it, but I don't think you enjoy whatever they're saying, and it's not funny. It's like, it was 2 years ago, stop it. Whoever's saying whatever they're saying. It feels to me like, it's like, am I never going to live this down? Like, that's not fair. That was an honest mistake. Like, give me a break. I feel trapped with it, but I also feel like there's something else coming forward. Is it... Okay, what is it? Because I think you're going to save the day here. Yeah. Somebody else... This time somebody else made a bad decision. Like, everybody's human. We all have our moments. And you fix it. You fix it. Somebody else made a bad decision, or it's coming up where somebody else is going to make a bad decision, and you fix it. Okay. There's stress around this situation. I feel like you may want to let that person know, it's all good. I caught that before it became a problem. I feel like I want them to know that I know what really happened and that I fixed it. But I don't want to like hold it over somebody's head, but I also kind of want to give that impression like, you know, I'm not going to say anything about this and you're going to stop talking about that. Kind of like, I'm not going to say anything about this and stop talking about that. Like, let it go. Let it disappear. Because if you bring that up, I could bring this up, and I don't think you want that. So you let that go, and maybe I won't say anything about this that I fixed, that I, you know, helped your butt out of a bad moment. There's some stress with this, because whoever it is, I feel like it's hard for them to not pick at you, but at the same time, they don't want people to know the mistake they made, so then they shut their mouth a little bit. Why do we say a little bit? It may take a little bit of work. Like, I would just kind of like look at them if they start opening their mouth and like, really, we're going to go that route? Because I have something to talk about too if you want. We're going to go that route? I feel like you're making your point and you're pulling it back in because you have information now. You have something. You could let the cat out of the bag and be like, yep, so-and-so's always picking on me, but I helped their butt out. They made that big mistake, and I made sure it didn't go bad against them. They always like to make fun of me for that one moment 2 years ago, but, you know, not for nothing. They made a bad one. Luckily, I was there to save the day for them. You could do that. You don't have to do that. The other version is to keep it to yourself. Just keep moving and just keep... I don't know. I feel like it just every now and then... I just kind of remind them, oh, don't worry, I got your back. AKA, shut your mouth. I got your back. Stop bringing that up from 2 years ago. Stop it. I got your back. Quiet. That's the payment. That's how you're paying me back. You're going to keep your mouth shut about that. It was 2 years ago, and I don't want to hear it anymore. It works out. Keeping that line, it seems to make you a lot happier. I feel like that's what I want. I'm like, I want them to let that go. You might have to remind them every now and then. They can do it. They can keep their mouth shut about something that was 2 years ago. I keep getting the reference of 2 years ago. I know this is a general read, so not everybody's going to have a 2 years ago thing, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. However long ago it was. This moves things right out of your way. This person, the same person, according to this reading, take it with a grain of salt. They back off. And they help you move forward after this. They help you move forward. I would remind them. I would remind them that I got their butt out of a bad situation. I would just remind them every now and then. Especially if you keep it private between just you and them. Because they ribbed you for so long about that situation. You could have turned around and did the same thing to them. But instead of doing that, you're just reminding them to let the past go. They want to stay in good graces with you because you did help them. And you're getting a lot of benefit. Gates of Triumph is coming for you. Magician coming in with the King of Cups. They're going to want to keep you happy for a couple different reasons. Let it work to your advantage. Why not? It's kind of like, you got ribbed about something for long enough. I like the analogy of 2 years. So like for 2 years, they ribbed you about it constantly. Now it's about time that pays off in your benefit. Gates of Triumph. There's also the Knight of Wands and the Stay Focused. If this is a specific person, at some point you should be able to detach from them. I recommend detaching from them when you get the opportunity. While they're going to your benefit for now, I don't know. I would detach for them when you get your first opportunity because it may have a shelf life and you don't need to stick around until the milk spoils before you throw it out. You know what I'm saying? You can leave or use up the milk before it spoils if you follow me and just let it go. Move on from it sooner rather than later. I think we're there. Is that a quick one? Yeah, it was fairly quick. I think it's good though. I'm going to shut it down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.